All right, today's just an extension of exact values from yesterday. So we're just going to do some more examples here. Last night's homework is pretty challenging, but the one thing I want you to keep in your back of your mind is that you always must reference your unit circle. And so I'm going to go over a couple of different ways that you can hopefully memorize unit circle so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth between it. But yeah, anyway, so the first one is cosine of negative 13 pi over 6. First thing I want you to see is that it's cosine, so that means x values, and that's from yesterday. Cosine is x, sine is y. And then we got this negative 13 pi over 6 business. 13 pi over 6. If it's negative, all that means is that we're going that way, right? We're not going counterclockwise, we're going clockwise. So with that being said, if I were to divide up the unit circle into sixes, sixths, then all the way around that would be negative 12 pi over 6, or negative 2 pi. All the way around the circle, 2 pi. Hopefully you know that by now. So then I'm going to go one extra sixth down here, and so that's going to be this angle right here. So if you reference your unit circle, your answer is going to be square root of 3 over 2. Letter B is sine of 2 pi over 3. Well, sine, that means y values. And so then I'm going to find my y value on my unit circle of when, or at 2 pi over 3. So I looked at, referenced that, and it's actually square root of 3 over 2 as well. Last one, it's a real short day. Last thing here is the cosine squared of pi over 3. Well, we're just going to first find the x value at pi over 3, and then I'm going to square it. So the pi over 3 x value is 1/2. I square it, and that gives me 1/4. Sorry about that. Anyway, so then that's 1/4, and then we have secant squared of pi. So we look at pi, and I want to find the cosine value because secant squared is actually, or secant rather, is just 1 over cosine. So the cosine value at pi is -1. So I square -1, that gives me 1. So I'm going to add those two values up. So 1 1/4 or 5/4. Cool. The last thing I want to go over is just kind of an easy way to memorize the unit circle so that you don't have to keep referencing the chart every single time. First thing is that we just have to start off with yes, the fact that this is 1 comma 0, or that this is square root of 4 over 2, which square root of 4 is 2, 2 over 2 is 1. So it's the same thing. Okay, square root of 0 is 0, 0 over 2 is still 0. So we're good on that. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to decrease my x values in my numerator by 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. Same thing, this ordered pair up here is 0 comma 1. So the same thing here, square root of 0, 0, and then blah, blah, blah. Well, the only thing I don't have here is square root of 1. Well, square root of 1 is 1, so that's why I didn't put a 1 there. And as far as my y values go, I'm going to increase the numerator by 1. So 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Still finding the square roots of all of them. Square root of 1 is still 1. This is two ways to memorize them. This is one way to memorize them of the two I want to talk about. This is just for the first quadrant, though. So if you want to do the second quadrant, all that stuff, you got to remember that all students take calculus. And so that means that all trig functions are positive, only sine is positive, only tangent is positive, only cosine is positive. And then, of course, their inverses as well. So sine and cosecant, secant and cosine, and then tangent and cotangent. The other way to memorize this that I know of is this little chart right here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. If you want to find like the sine of pi over 2. So sine of pi over 2 is the square root of 4, which is 2. 2 over 2 is 1. So sine at 90 degrees, or pi over 2, is 1, which if you check your chart, that hopefully is right. If I want to find the cosine of 30 degrees, or pi over 6, so I'm going to look at the green ones. I'm going to take the square root of 3 over 2. So the x value at 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. That's two ways to do it. There's probably about a bajillion other ways to memorize them, or you can just memorize what it looks like. That sounds really laborious and really long. So maybe one of these. There's a couple other ways you can look online. Anyway, that's that. Good luck on your homework. See you tomorrow.